On Kling, the Inpaint and Remove are your primary tools for creating variations and fine-tuning your images. When you hover on top of your creation, you will see the icons at the bottom for both Inpaint and Remove. Also, if you click on the image to get the large size, at the very bottom, you will see Inpaint and then Remove. Once you enter to the Inpaint interface, your main tools are the brush and the box selection. If I go to the brush, I can just do something like that and brush the face of the woman. If I want to change the brush size, we can go here, just make it just a lot bigger and just brush something. And then you have the box, and I believe that I just don't need to explain this, but you just click, you drag, and you create a shape pretty much. If you want to refine your selection, you have the eraser. By going here, it works just like the brush. You just need to paint whatever is that you want to delete in this case. Or maybe I want to delete the box. Well, I can do something like this and then brush and remove the box. And I know that all of this is very simple, but this is a full tutorial. I kind of need to explain all of this. If I do something like that, at the very bottom, you have the undo and the redo. So we can undo the last move, or we can remove it. If we want to delete everything all at once, you just click on the clear and boom, kaboom, everything is gone. Also, you have the ability to zoom and reposition the image just to get a better look at the details. I'm going to go here, just make it super big. Let's say I want to brush the woman's face in detail. Well, I need to go to move the image, and once there we go to brush, and we brush the face of the woman, let's say. And then to reset, you just need to go back and reposition the image back again. Simple as that. Now that we know how the tools work, the whole point of Inpaint is to add new elements and create variations. For example, let's say that I want the subject, the woman, to wear a hat. I will go to box selection and I will select the entire head of the woman, and then I will go down here below to the prompt and I will prompt what I want to add. And my prompt is, she is wearing a designer's hat. Now this will work, but we will run into some issues. Since we are selecting the whole head of the woman, it will create a hat, but it will also change the face of the subject. This is because this tool, the Inpaint, generates a new version of everything inside the selection. It will give you a hat, but it will give you a new face as well. I'm just gonna prove my point. I will select one single output and then just do the Inpaint. Once we get it back, we can see we have the hat, but notice that the face is not the same. This is the original face, and this is what we get back. To avoid changing the head of the face of the subject, instead of selecting the head, you just need to select where the hat will go. And I will do something like that without selecting the face, and I will prompt for the same thing. She is wearing a designer's hat. It's the same prompt. You can still select the whole face and try to instruct the model to not change the face, but usually that doesn't work. That is something that you do on Omni 1, not on the Inpaint. So let's just give it a go. I will select one single output and then run the task. Once we get it back, we can see we have the hat and it's not changing the face of the subject. Now the hat looks a little bit unrealistic in my opinion, and this happens from time to time. You will need to maybe run a couple more generations, like 3 or 4, and maybe instruct on the prompt that you want a hyper-realistic type of result. Okay, so let me show you something else. I am back here on the Inpaint with the same image with no changes or edits at all. When you make a selection, you are expected maybe to provide a prompt to suggest what you want to inpaint or what you want to add. If you leave it blank, the model will simply try to create a new variation on that selection. Still, there's a tiny thing you need to know. Sometimes these variations are super subtle. You won't even maybe notice the difference. And that's okay, because what you want is a tiny variation. You don't want a super drastic change. If that's the case, you need to prompt it. Let's say I want to change something that happens in the background. I'm going to go to box selection. Maybe I'm going to select this one, this window. I will select the other window and maybe the trees, or maybe something that happens right here, right? So just going to select that. Then nothing on the prompt, and I will go to 2 different outputs. Let's run the task and see what we get back. Once we get the results, notice that we don't get a lot. It's a very tiny little change on the windows. And then if we take a look at the bottom right here on the corner, we have more leaves or less leaves. Again, they are very subtle changes. If you want something more drastic, you need to go to maybe Omni 1 or you need to prompt for that change. Okay, so let's talk about removing things from your image. A lot of people try to use the Inpaint to remove objects from an image by prompting nothing or delete this or just remove that. While this can work sometimes, it's not what this tool was designed for. That's why it's called Inpaint. You paint things in the image. Still, just for kicks, let's give it a go. I will select the same image. I'm going to go to the Inpaint. Let's say I want to remove the tree. I'm going to use the brush selection because it just creates a much better job, let's say. And then I will just try to select the whole tree. Okay, once the tree is selected, I will go to the prompt at the bottom and I'm going to say remove the tree. I'm going to do one single output and then run the task. Once we get the generation back, we can really see that it's just not doing a very simple task, which is removing the tree. But if we compare maybe this image with the ones we have at the bottom, we can see that what it changed the tree for a different style of tree. The change is not super wild, but on the other one we have more leaves, this one has less, and it's also a different type of wood or maybe type of tree, I guess. Like I said before, the Inpaint is to create variations and to add things to your creations. If you want to actually delete an object, the correct tool is the remove. If I hover on top of the image, you have it right here. If I click to get the big image, you have it right here at the bottom. Now this can be a little bit confusing because if you see remove, you might think that remove means deleting the image. But no, when you go inside the image, the only way to remove the image is by going to the three dots and then doing delete or maybe deleting the generation or this image from the assets. If I go to the remove interface is super simple. You just need to select the object that you want gone. And notice that there's no prompt right here. There's no instruction. You select something and then Kling will try to remove that object. And it will try to remove the tree. I'm going to go here, just select this, kaboom, this should be all gone. Okay, so once we have the element that we want to remove selected, we just need to decide how many outputs we want and run the task. And that's it. Once we get it back, as you can see, it works really well for cleaning up your compositions. Adding and removing, it's something that you can do from Omni 1 as well. The main difference is that you need to prompt what you want to add or remove. You cannot really select or brush. The only way you get to do it is by using a doodle. So in my opinion, especially if you want to remove, use the remove tool instead of Omni 1. Okay, so that's it. If you liked all of this, please like and subscribe. This channel is supported by viewers only. To support this channel, you can buy me a coffee through PayPal, YouTube Thanks, and Patreon, or maybe you can join to one of my courses. You have all the links down below at the description of this video.